Hi, welcome back to my channel, and this is a sound off on the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 16. So was I the only one that heard like in the intro where it was like dun 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 dun, like it sounded like C Murders, the mother hit us, or was I tripping? I know I heard it because I went back and listened to it a couple times, and that's what I heard. Did anyone else hear that? I don't know. So the episode picks up where it left off last week, and they're on the bus on their way home. They get home, and Wendy's like, yeah, everybody be ready for dinner. You know, we're having a crab boil. So it turns out Robin and Giselle's room did have a bathroom, but it was locked. And I think there was an extra charge for them to be able to use it. I don't know what that was about. So as everyone comes down, Ray and Karen makes a special entrance, and they look cute. You know, they got the matching hats, and they do their little 1-2 step, and it's cute or whatever. They go outside for this fancy crab boil. Everyone is sitting down for dinner. G decides to make his plate and go back inside. He says it's too cold, but I think he's just uncomfortable being around everyone after the explosion that went on the bus. And there's small talk. They bring up Eddie's parents and how they reached out. He says the mom has reached out and they're taking baby steps. And Mia's like, she can relate because she has similar issues with her mother. So G comes back outside. And when he comes back, Mia's trying to get him like, sit down, have a seat next to me or whatnot. And he starts saying, you know, pretty much he's like, look, I could have been doing other things. The trip is not giving what it was supposed to give. I could have stayed home. I could be sleeping. And I guess sleep or sleeping is the buzzword this weekend after what happened with Ashley on the bus. So everybody's like, ooh, don't say that, don't say that. So of course Giselle jumps up. She sees her moment, Miss Producer. She sees her moment to be like, I thought you guys were done with that. You know, did you not understand that Ashley didn't like that you were teasing her? So G is playing around as if he doesn't really remember what she's talking about, and she's getting upset as this is going on. And she's like, what's wrong with you? You have amnesia? Do you have Alzheimer's? And it's like, really, Ashley? So, of course, the principal of the group, Giselle, and her assistant coach, they have no words for Ashley. They don't tell her, like, you know, you went too far, chill out. None of the advice that they tell, none of the things that they say to Candace, they don't say any of that. She's sitting there having a tantrum because G is not worried about Ashley. She was looking for her moment. The season is about to wrap, so she had to do something. And I just feel like that's effed up. Ray is standing directly beside Ashley as she says, what's wrong? Do you have Alzheimer's? Ray's mother and both of Karen's parents suffered with the disease. So for her to say that, that was so insensitive. It was so disrespectful. It was so vile, like people like to use that word. It was so uncalled for. Mia chimes in and she's like, you know what, Ashley, that's not okay for you to say. And G's like, oh, you know what, Mia, don't have to defend me. And she's like, no, it's uncalled for. You also have a husband that is elderly. For you to say that, it should not come out of your mouth. And for the first time this season, I have to agree with Mia. Like, really, Ashley? And at this point, Ashley realizes that, yeah, she said something wrong. And instead of just saying, you know what, I apologize, I went too far, she wants to justify why it's okay for her to say whatever she wants to say. And she starts to correct Mia's pronunciation of the word. Mia has been mispronouncing and misusing words all season long, and you've never taken the time out to correct her until this moment because you know you're wrong, because you want to deflect, because you want the attention to be off of you and what you just did, Ashley, and you're not fooling me. Mia was 100% right to correct you and tell you that that was out of order for you to throw that word out there because you're annoyed with G. Whatever was, that was so tiny and so minuscule for you to say, oh, what do you have, Alzheimer's? Like, why would you say that? Now, I understand possibly it was a flippant remark. But see, the thing about it is you have other castmates on that show that are not allowed to make flippant remarks without being ridiculed and scrutinized by the rest of you, namely you and Giselle. You guys are the moral police. You guys are the authority of what is right and what is wrong on this show. And they're not allowed to make flippant remarks. You should also not be allowed to make flippant remarks like that. And you should have apologized. when you realize, oh my God, I should not have said that. That was too much. But of course, that would be too much like right. A few episodes back, when Candace said that Ashley was wide, there were people literally looking for Candace's address and saying to her they were going to pull up on her and assault her because she said wide. And apparently that is offensive to new mothers and whatnot. And you could throw this out. We've seen the preview. We've been sitting on this preview for a whole week, and I haven't seen that vitriol aimed towards you, Ashley. I waited a while to make this video tonight because I wanted to see what the response to Ashley saying this statement would be like. And of course, it was crickets. I saw maybe 3 or 4 tweets that said, oh yeah, Ashley shouldn't have said that. But the vitriol that I normally see when it's Candace that says something, it was not the same. I didn't see anyone say they wanted to stomp Ashley. And I didn't see anyone giving stories or saying anything about how, oh, their grandmother or their grandfather or someone in their life had it and it was upsetting that she would. None of that. It was brushed off like everything else that Ashley does. But see, when we say colorism, some of you have some type of reaction to it. When we say colorism, you guys get so upset and so defensive because y'all know that's what it is. Why is Ashley not being held accountable like you guys hold Askala, Candace, and Wendy? Why is the treatment different? Why is the reaction different? Ashley can throw out something as serious as Alzheimer's. And another thing, let's be real here. When you are trying to have a baby, you know that getting pregnant and having a child is going to come with some weight gain. And if you're blessed enough, you get a beautiful baby at the end of it. And you get to lose the weight and do whatever you need to do for yourself. No one chooses to have something so serious and devastating like Alzheimer's. Yet there's no outrage for what Ashley said. Is Bravo going to issue a special statement and apologize for Ashley's use of the word? I'll wait. So away from the table, Wendy and Eddie are helping Karen to jump in a cake as a surprise for Ray. I don't know if it was like, I don't know what kind of, I don't know. I'm not familiar with jumping out of no cake. That's just not my thing. But it was missing a layer because it was, look, I don't know. It was weird. It was awkward. But yeah, okay, Wendy. Okay, Karen. So Karen lets everyone know that they should be expecting their invitation to her vow renewal. And she asks that everyone open it outside, or at least try to. So the trip is pretty much over and everyone is heading back home. Wendy feels as though she did an amazing job. Robin disagrees. It is what it is. So everyone is back home and they are receiving their invitation to Karen's vow renewal. And, you know, Karen does the most. I think it was supposed to be a cute little gesture. You know, you open the box and all these beautiful butterflies fly out. It was supposed to be nice. But some of the butterflies were, you know, they were no more. They were no longer here with us. So it was a little creepy. And yeah, everybody don't like, you know, little, you know, insects and critters and stuff like that. So yeah, sorry, Grandam, it just didn't go over too well. So we're back at Mia and G's house and they're having a discussion. And apparently after the trip, they wanted to have a one-on-one staycation and her mom was supposed to be watching the kids, but it did not work out too well. They're saying something about how they were gone for 2 hours and the mom started blowing their phone up and she got upset with them and she hung up the phone and they pretty much trying to say the mom showed her ass in front of the kids. And I'm not here for them telling us this story. Like, you've done enough. You've exploited this lady enough. I didn't too much follow the story of what they were trying to say. It really seems like this whole season you've been griping about your mom not being nurturing, your mom not being around, but it really just seems like you want free childcare. You want to be in a position to tell your mom what to do. You want her to be the nanny. You just want to be able to talk to her any kind of way. And that's probably why she don't come around you as often. She seems like she feels more respected and feels a lot better being around your sister. I just wasn't here for her telling this story. I wasn't here for her and G dogging this lady yet again. Like, we've had enough. Like, we've had enough. You're just saying how if she relapses X, Y, and Z, it's going to be Candace's fault. If she relapses, homegirl, it's going to be yours and your husband's fault for bringing this woman on TV into all of this. This is not even something you're used to, and you're bringing her into this, and she's not quite sure what she signed up for. Mia, you a mess, girl. So Giselle is out with her girls, and they're looking for plants and shrubbery or what have you. The girls veer off into a conversation of like, you know, Mom, you've been alone a long time. We don't really have a healthy example of what a relationship should look like. We know that Giselle's parents are divorced. We know that Giselle and Jamal, their situation is, you know, and I was a little bit unclear. Like, were they trying to say that they worry about their mom being alone, or were they trying to say that they're nervous, that they won't know how to navigate a relationship because they've never seen a healthy example of one? I was a little bit unclear about what they were trying to express, but clearly whatever it was, it's a concern for them, because that's not like something children just say, you know, just randomly just blurt out. So clearly it's something that is upsetting them. And I'm glad they said something, because Giselle was kind of taken aback. And we already know when them girls get her together, she listens to her girls. Giselle don't do nothing else. She's a good mom. So I'm glad that they spoke up about how they felt, because clearly it's bothering them. So Ashley goes to therapy, and to be real honest, I did not pay attention to what she was saying. I really didn't care about what she was saying. She was talking about her man and it not working. Next. So now we're on set of Wendy's photo shoot for her candles. And everything looks beautiful. It's a nice little setup. She's taking pictures with her mom and her daughter, and then the three of them. And she's explaining how Eddie came in and saved the day. He did everything that needed to be done for these candles. So the candles are ready to go. And as we know, they were on sale last week and they sold out within, what, 2 days? So kudos to you, Wendy. Wendy's mom asked the photographer, was like, did you go to school for photography? Like, what happened? And he's like explaining, no, I was an engineer, da-da-da-da-da. And Wendy's like, of course, because you're African. And, you know, like us Africans, is either you're going to be a nurse, a doctor, an engineer, or disappointment, right? But, yeah, so he's like, no, I was an engineer. And Wendy's like feeling emboldened. And she's like, yeah. He's African. What else was he gonna be? You already know how y'all do. And Wendy's mom is still kind of being playful with her, like, of course, like, girl, aren't you glad you a doctor, girl? Like, this is how it goes, okay? In this country, if you want to be successful, you have to do X, Y, and Z. Aren't you glad I instilled that in you? And Wendy is trying to be smart. And she know her mama. I don't know why she thought she could try her mama. So Wendy is still poking at her mom, like, you know, the other day, I accused Carter, I think she said. The other day she accused one of her sons of doing something wrong, and then she found out later on that they really didn't do it, and she said she apologized, and as she was apologizing, she realized, like, that's something my mom has never done with me. And her mom was like, are you kidding me? You're crazy. Of course I have. You know, you guys were latchkey kids, and I apologize to you all the time that I couldn't be there with you all the time like I wanted. And she's like, Mom, you never did that. You never did that. And pretty much Wendy is showing out in front of company. And I don't know why she would try her mom like that. Because, girl, if that's how you felt, you could have told her that a long time ago. You could have told her that on the way there. You could have told her that at home. But you're showing out in front of company, and you know better than that, okay? Because Wendy's mom is not Mia's mom. Wendy's mom was like, you're not going to get me in front of these cameras and think you could give me a public flogging. You got the game messed up. And you know better than that. African moms do not play. And Wendy, you need to be really happy that mama made it. She kept it real cute. Mom kept it real cute and said, I'm going to give me an Uber and I'm going to head out because you done pissed me off. Because if she really wanted to get it popping in there, you would have been embarrassed. You would have been shamed in front of Bravo. And all of us watching, you really tried it. So Ashley, I guess whatever advice the therapist gave her, because honestly, I told y'all I was not watching. She sets up a nice little thing at a hotel. And I don't know if it's on the property that Michael once owned or it overlooks the property that Michael once owned. But she, you know, she wants to flex that her husband is that dude. She's really trying to convince us that being married to Michael Darby is a flex. But okay, girl, if you say so. She got on her little dress and she's ready to entertain Schmeagle. He walks in the door and it's just like, it's so weird to me. The entire time that this show has been on, it's just like for a man who looks like that to have a young hot wife, he don't never really give like, oh my God, my wife is hot. He don't ever give that. Like all the times that he compliments Ashley on her looks, it's always so awkward. Am I the only one that feels, I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. So they're talking about the trip and Michael's like, I was really hoping that you would get a lot of rest while you were on this trip. And it's like, y'all are not going to play in our faces. We know you guys already had this conversation and that this particular conversation is staged so that you guys can make G look bad and uplift Michael. We're not falling for that because we already know we see through you. We see you. You're not low. Michael says that if he sees G at the vow renewal, he'll talk to him. It's no big deal. Because who is he going to talk to? The idiot with that crazy wife that's nasty and cruel? That was so disrespectful, but whatever. And so Ashley is like, well, you know, I had an interesting conversation with them and whatever. And she ain't really trying to plead their case, but she is trying to say like, you know, maybe we could just let it go. She's hinting at like, you know, it's not that big of a deal no more. And he was like, let it go. Bury the hatchet. She pulled a knife out on you. So we see right there that Schmeagle, he don't want nothing to do with you, Chris. See, Cousin Chris, you was being friendly for no reason. Because like I said in the last video, Michael and Ashley will never forgive you people, ever. Ashley might play nice when it's convenient for her, but they will never forgive y'all. It's not going to happen. Y'all wasting y'all time. Chris, you're wasting your time trying to be cool with these people. They don't see it for you. So Michael is pretty much saying, why would he waste his time talking to Chris when Juan is going to be there and he can talk to Juan and Juan this and Juan that? And his face starts to light up. You know, talking about Juan makes him very happy. And I know, Ashley, you got to be shamed because his face don't light up when he's talking to you or about you. Not like it does when he's talking about Juan Dixon. And I am not one of those people that tries to make the constant jokes that Juan and Michael have some type of relationship, because I think that's kind of corny and it's over. Like everybody says it. It's like, I'm not going to be those people. But I mean, you know, Bravo, they ain't got no problem doing that because Bravo puts together a montage of all the moments of Michael and Juan as if they have this beautiful bromance, and it's just awkward. It's corny at this point, but so the therapist pretty much is just letting Giselle know, like, girl, you don't need me to tell you that you have walls up. And she's like, yeah, I know. And he's like, yeah, but when you let them down, there's a beauty that comes out of you. And you are, you know, your children, they will remember how you made them feel. They will remember how they felt around you. As they're growing up, as they move on with their lives, that's something that they're going to take with you. And that was really beautiful what he said, because that is so true. Like, that is so spot on. Giselle is so guarded. And it's like, even if your kids are telling you that, and we know she loves them girls. We know that she loves those girls. But if they're even telling you that you're cold and you're not vulnerable with them, it's like, girl, Giselle, you might want to do something about that. Giselle is just like, you know, I've always had to be this way. I've always had my guard up. But you know what? I want them to be able to come to me with anything. And you could tell that whatever the therapist was saying to her, it was piercing her. You could tell she was getting in her feels. But I didn't really catch what he was trying to say, like how to move forward and how to fix it. But you know, maybe that just wasn't, they just didn't show that part. But good luck, girl, because that was real serious for your girls to come and tell you this. By the way, Giselle, you looked cute in this scene, girl. You know, I'll be clowning your fashions and stuff and your costumes, but you look cute. The only thing is I would have probably worn that jacket with some white jeans, but you still look cute. I'm not going to take that from you. You look cute, girl. Anyways, that's my sound off for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.